Well, hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. Tonight, we're talking about the Nancy Guthrie case and what's going on with that. It's been a couple days and lots of updates that we got to talk about on the other side of this.
I've walked through storms in scars and grace, smile through pain with a painted face. They called me too loud, too much, too strong, but honey, that's the reason I belong. Every scar's a scripture, every tear's a hymn. I found my worth where the light grew dim. They tried to break me, but here's a twist. I turned my pain into a clenched fist. I'm an unbreakable woman, born of fire and
Thank you, little black bear.
shine like grace in a reckless world. You can test my faith, you can shake my pain, but I'll rise again. Just watch me I've been whispered about and written off, judged by the gloss, not the cause. But God don't build weak hearts from gold. He made me fierce and he made me bold. I bend, I pray, I roar, I rise with mascara, tears and battle cries. Don't need your crown, I forge my own. From ashes, honey, I build my throne. I'm in a breakable soul, dressed in truth and pearls. The fire don't scare me, it lights my world. You can doubt my voice, but you'll hear my name. I'm holy and heard, and I'm done with shame. For everyone called too much, too loud, too real. You're not to anything. You're exactly what power looks like. I'm an unbreakable soul, through the fight and flame. My scars are stories, my strength, my faith. Faith in my heart, fire in my clothes, forever divine. Clutch them pearls.
How you doing, little missy? Hello, Miss Laura. You darling. Thank you so much.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch.
Go.
Coming in clutch, better tighten them pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch. Coming in clutch, better tighten the pearls, dropping cold facts. Got the truth for the world, no smoke, no fluff, just the real that we trust. Hold on to your seat, cause I'm coming in clutch. Coming in clutch.
Well, hello, 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 everyone. Thank you so much for joining me. Really do appreciate your time. You could have chosen to be anywhere on YouTube. You have a lot of options, anywhere on the internet, anywhere in the world, and you chose to be right here. I know your time is very valuable, and I do appreciate you spending some time with me. Today is April 10th, 2026. It is currently 8:08 p.m. on the East Coast of the United States. Bonjour, bonjour. Hello, everyone. Thank you all so much for joining me. I believe Artemis just landed. I was keeping track of that since the beginning, Artemis. So I think that they are almost landing. Everything was safe when I first went live. Thank God that they are almost back with their families. Did they? Yeah, it's splashed down. Yeah, I was keeping right on it. So, good to see everyone. Thank you guys so much for joining me. You guys know I normally go live every single day. Um, I was not live yesterday. I was live day before yesterday, but I was not live the day before that. I had not been feeling good uh, at all, to be quite honest with you. And uh, when was it? I went live day before yesterday. Um, I think it was. Anyway, I went to the doctor yesterday. I woke up, oh my lord, feeling really, really bad. And I had just had some dental work. I'm getting an implant pretty soon. You did say I felt dizzy. Yes, Tina, I sure did. I got really dizzy. I struggled through the last live, to be quite honest with you, but I was going to do it. And anyway, the next morning I woke up and I felt dizzy, short of breath, not good, like really not good. And I had just had some dental work done a week or so ago, getting an implant done, and I had the very very back tooth removed. It's the one I'm getting an implant in, and anyway, the the I guess from like the blood and stuff of whenever you get your um the drainage and stuff like that, it had went in my bronchial tubes or whatever, and I have a bacterial pneumonia from that. And my goodness gracious, I've never had pneumonia any in my ever in my life, ever. Um, but they gave me shots and all that stuff yesterday and got me on very, very powerful antibiotics. And immediately after, like, they gave me some medicine there, and I got home and took my medicine, I immediately started to feel better, just immediately. I was just like, "Oh my god," almost immediately. So, anywho, I might be, I'm feel, a billion percent better than I did, that is for sure. So, that's why I haven't been live. I do apologize. I do apologize. I haven't, been live, but, that would be the reason. So, guys, if you would do me a big favor, please hit that thumbs up button. Would greatly, greatly appreciate it. Also, if you would share this live out, would mean so much to me. Consider hyping this video after the live stream. You get 3 hypes a week. If you don't use it, you lose it. Um, thank you so much, Susie. Yeah, I am feeling so much better. I'm on a very, very powerful antibiotic and steroids and everything right now. So yeah, thank you so much, user. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, Lori. Appreciate you very really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Miss Lori. Little Black Bear, thank you so much, my friend. Gifting a pearl necklace. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much for your support. Really, really do appreciate that. And Miss Dolores, hello, darling. Thank you so much. Hi, my family. Hi, Justin. Hello, Miss Dolores. Appreciate you. Miss Carol, good to see you, babes. Thank you so much. Thank you for gifting a pearl necklace. If you received that, make sure you thank our gal, Carol. Really do appreciate you, my dear. So good to see you, my love. And Michelle, how you doing, Miss Michelle? How you doing, Miss Michelle? Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Good evening, Justin, everyone. Hope you feel better. Thank you so much, Miss Michelle. I appreciate you. I'm doing a lot better. Drink plenty of fluids, especially hot beverages to keep those lungs clear. Yeah. Yeah, they told me to I'm taking something to help keep my lungs clear and stuff. So all seems to be working. All right, guys, so we are getting back into it. And I don't even know where to start. So did y'all first off before we get started, did y'all see this video of there's some videos I want to show you guys of Tommaso. He was on a mission. He was really on a mission here. Goodness, look at him here. Watch, did y'all see this? He was on a mission there. Wendy, thank you so much. Feel better. What makeup tips? Oh, you're sweet, honey. Thank you so much. Appreciate you, my dear. Did y'all see this? He was you can tell there's in my opinion, there's either some anger or some sense of urgency. He looks, yeah, it's one or the other. It's one or the other, don't you think? He was definitely on a mission. He's tired of it, in my opinion. I would be too. I get that. I mean, there's been a lot of stress, no matter what you think. There's been a lot of stress. That is for sure, Brandy. Absolutely. Okay. Also, have y'all seen about there's also a case in the Bahamas right now that's with the husband and excuse me, the wife, I believe, went missing. It's really crazy. We're gonna try to talk about that as well. Okay, so I want to go over some things here. Oh, I don't like. Someone showed me this vehicle. Not vehicle. Before we get to our things, I always try to get the smaller stuff out of the way real quick. Did y'all ever see this? Did y'all ever see this? Valerie Faith, she posted it. It's Where Is Nancy, clipped from 857 Tucson. They were at a restaurant. They were at this Mexican restaurant. Did y'all ever see this? When he was at the Mexican restaurant.
Here.
Okay, we're gonna watch.
All right, everybody, we are here.
Right here, this guy. This guy.
Say hi. We're here with the greatest restaurant in Tucson.
Do you guys think this guy what do you think, in your opinion, just your opinion, don't know him from Adam, uh, but just the way he's like he's maybe he's just trying to act like, to stay out of the video or whatever. I don't know. Oh god, Lynn. I've heard it can take. I know. I know, baby. Be very, very careful. Watch
All right,
this.
everybody, we are here. Say hi. We are here with the.
Someone said he had a ring on and he like pocketed the ring or something. I don't see that. Maybe I'm not looking quite enough.
Greatest restaurant in Tucson. Everybody's excited.
He's too heavy. See what he did? What did he right there?
It's about 45 an hour.
That's okay.
Your name and phone number?
Damien. And then
Maybe he's annoyed. Maybe he's annoyed because he's being recorded. You know what I mean? Stacy same. He was definitely avoiding the camera. I don't know. I don't know. Oh God, please, my battery don't go die. Please. Okay, 1 second. I hope it doesn't. Maybe it was just this was at the Mexican restaurant that everyone goes to. You know what I mean? He does look annoyed, but maybe he just is not comfortable around cameras. And you know what? Nowadays, and I don't want to be. When I say this, I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything. Uh, but nowadays, particularly, you don't know someone's um their immigration status. You know what I mean? So they could be even nervous for something like that or whatever. Again, not saying this guy is or not. Just a lot of people sent this to me, so I just wanted to kind of cover that. Um, excuse me. 1 second. Okay, so sorry. Yeah, Tucson 857's good guy. Really good guy. Bear with me, guys. Okay, so um, moving on from that, I want to go to I don't know if I want to go to Brian Enton first or should I go to Chris McDonough from the interview room first? Because there's some very interesting things on both that um, I was I wanted to comment on. So there's this DNA that is in the news right now. The DNA, the guy looks too big. Yeah. Just because you're in public doesn't mean you want to be videoed. That's true, but there is no expectation of privacy in public as well, right? And that's the thing that if we're in public, there technically is no privacy, even if you don't. Um, exactly, Peggy. Yeah, and you know what's interesting about that restaurant is there was reports that the FBI went back there, and then there's reports that FBI never went back there as well. And again, we truly could be looking for one, this dude and this dude alone, or we could be looking for faces we have just no idea. right? Just have absolutely no clue at this time. So there's that as well. Okay. So let me show you this right here. There's interesting things going on with this. Um let me go to the interview room first. I want to show you something here that our friend Miss Chris and Karen were where are they going now? Okay, gotcha. Chris and Karen spoke some really good things here with this, and I wanted to add on to this. And one this is truly one case where you just have no idea what the hell happened, right? Like, we just know that Nancy is gone and someone took this poor woman out, right, of this house. Hey, Cher, good to see you, darling. And what happened from that, we have no idea. Some people believe, one second here, the interview room. Some people believe, family might know more. Could be a neighbor, could be friends, could be some random person. But could be some of the people that they've, already knocked on their door. We just simply don't know. However, in this case, it could truly be anybody. Could truly be anybody. Now, oh yeah, we all got a lot of ideas, right? I mean, but we all kind of may suspect someone more than the other or none at all. But it's not like, in my opinion, it's not like a Jack and Lily Sullivan case, right? It's not like of course, adults versus children, but missing is missing. Um, where we pretty much kind of know a lot more in Jack and Lily's case as far as who to look at more and, Summer Wells, that kind of thing. In this case, it could just truly be anyone. I mean, I think if it went any way, right? If it went, oh, well, it could be someone in the family, and it turns out to be someone in the family, none of us would be shocked. If it turned out to be, you know, one of the people that they've already, uh, did a house warrant search with, I don't think any of us would be shocked. Um, we would be surprised, but I don't think shocked would be that. You know what I mean? So, there's that. Oh, who dat? Thank you so much, honey. That is so generous of you, my lovies. Appreciate you very, 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 very much, my dear. You are so kind. Really, really do appreciate that, my dear. You very, very sweet. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, give our who dad a big, big thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you, who dads. Very kind of you, my darlings. Chris and Karen did an excellent job on this video. They did an amazing, amazing job. And if you have not subscribed to my friends Chris and Karen from the interview room, you are truly doing yourself a disservice. Chris he has worked in homicide for decades. He still assists throughout the country. He works with the Cold Case Foundation. And Karen has done she's been a reporter. I think she's retired now in Southern California. Great, great people, just truly great people. So make sure you sub up to them, full of just knowledge and wisdom. Hey, Christine, honey, how you doing? Appreciate you very much, my dear. You might be feeling ill, but you don't overdo it. Rest up. Thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you very, very much. I'm still just very kind of you, my dear. Appreciate that. I'm just still kind of short of breath. But if I start feeling, wonky, I'll say, guys, I gotta go. So I'll let you know. But thank you so much, dear. Appreciate you very much. Your concern and all that. Yeah. Yeah. And I think pretty much there's just not a case that I can think of where I have disagreed with Chris. That there's just not one that I can think of. Like most of us creators will disagree on one case or another. I don't think we have ever disagreed on a case that I can think of. And there's still a lot of problems, in my opinion, with this case, particularly parts of the family. And that doesn't mean, again, at the end of the day, I wouldn't be surprised if it went any direction, but I think there's still questions there. Christy, no, I'll be fine, my dear. I tell you what, now, yesterday morning, I thought I might need CPR. I thought I might have then, to be honest with you, but I'm okay now. I can't, like, I don't like to be like stagnant. I'm used to, going. I got tickled last night with Chris and Kieran at 50 yards versus 50 feet distance. Yes, they're funny. Okay, here we go. Let me get to it, or I'll sit here and talk like this.
Somebody who does well with the script.
Let's slow that down and tell people. Let me read
the next piece of this puzzle, and that's going to be the sheriff talking to the media. But listen to the very last thing Savannah says before we jump to the sheriff.
No, and that didn't make any sense. We thought maybe they came and there was a stretcher and they took her out the back. But her phone was there and her purse was there and all her things. And it just didn't make any sense. So, Annie and Tommy had already called all the hospitals, but then I'm like, I'm going to call the hospital. So then I started calling the hospitals and the.
Sorry, I'm trying to get it to you. And I just pulled out my headphones. Okay. Let's make sure we can hear it now.
The police were there and talking to her at the same time, and it was just chaos and disbelief.
Okay, so chaos, disbelief that mom is gone. She's calling the hospitals. The hospitals are all telling everybody, no, there's nobody here. Okay.
Now, one thing about these hospitals and stuff, like, there's only a certain amount of time that they could have called the hospitals. And number two, why would they have needed to call the hospitals whenever they were already the police could have told them very quickly if law enforcement, ambulance, fire, rescue, anything like that would have already came, right? Mary says, I've never been addicted to anything till this case. I am now addicted to YouTube. I really hope all involved are very caught soon. Bring Nancy home. Mary, I know. And this is the thing. Nancy she's somewhere. You know what I mean? Like that just when I think about it too deep, it drives me nuts on these cases. That's why I can't sleep half the time. Like Nancy is out there. Oh, thank you, Brandy. I do too. She's out there and somebody placed her somewhere. Somebody placed Summer somewhere. Somebody placed Jack and Lily somewhere. Somebody placed Sebastian somewhere. Somebody placed Michael Vaughn somewhere. Right? And everyone that placed them somewhere knows where they're at. And they're too damn selfish to say.
I can guarantee you, dispatch is calling the hospitals saying, hey, we're looking for an 84-year-old woman. Her name is Nancy Guthrie. So the cops, even behind the scenes, are doing exactly what is being said here. Now, they could be doing that for two reasons. The first reason is they're legitimately looking for Nancy Guthrie.
Right.
The second reasoning is we don't believe you. And we're doing it to check the box so that we can put in a report.
I mean, I think they're going to do it either way, you know, to either check that box or to put it in a report, or whether they believe them or not. But you know, I mean, this is the thing. They said that if let's say, you know, Tommaso and Annie said that they called. Well, they need receipts for that they actually called too. When did they call? You know, was it actually them, or did they say they have someone call?
Well, we called all the hospitals and there was no way that she was there. In fact, we discovered she wasn't there. Okay. So there could be an investigative reasoning behind it as well. Okay. They are also the CAD, their computer aided dispatch. They are printing all of that out.
Linda? Hey, Linda.
Now, what's critical here will be that 911 call.
Thank you, Tiff.
What was said on that 911 call?
Mm-hmm.
We don't know that. They're holding that back.
And listen, excuse me. Why are they holding this 911 call back? They have not even released the Nancy Guthrie Uber. And that's technically when the last time she would have been seen publicly, like in a public setting, right? Not released that as well. And I always say, well, maybe it's probably, in my opinion, because it would show her getting in the car, her getting out of the car. How long would it take for her to get in, for her to get out? Did she have a cane? All of that as well. Whoever did this to this soul, very evil, and let Nancy out. I know. It's crazy. Who Dad? Thank you so much, my dear. You're very kind, I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, my dear. Really appreciate you. Also, I don't know if it's like the pneumonia or the lack of oxygen. I feel like I want to cry at everything. So bear with me if I just break out into tears. I feel maybe it's the lack of oxygen or whatever, but I don't know what it is. It's like I feel like I'm just very emotional. Very kind of you, my dear. Appreciate you. 1946. Thank you, darling. Good to see you, Miss Tammy. Thank you. Do you think it's the steroids? Steroids usually doesn't make me emotional. I think I was kind of even emotional before the steroids. I don't know what it is. Um, it might be the meds or something like that, but I'm just very sensitive. Thank you so much, Pammy. That's very kind of you. If you received one of those pearl necklaces, make sure you give our Pammy Bear a big, big thank you. You guys are very, very, very sweet, my loves. Yes, make sure you thank Pammy Bear. It's the steroids. Could be. Usually. Oh my God, who that? Honey, that's goodness gracious. You are incredibly generous to me. Thank you so much. Wow. Wow. Thank you so much, my dear. I don't even know what to say. Thank you, other than thank you very much, my dear who dat. Really, really do appreciate that. Very, very kind of you. Yes, please double tap the screen and hit that thumbs up button. Share out the live, all that stuff. Really, really do appreciate you, my dear. Love you to pieces. Very kind of you. Justin almost messaged you. We was looking for you and said, maybe something came up. Yeah, I'll be on. Like I was miserable yesterday morning. Yeah, maybe I'm taking zinc. I'm taking zinc. I'm taking vitamin C. I'm taking garlic tablets. I'm taking very strong antibiotics, steroids, all the above. Yeah. So thank you again, Pammy, and of course, Hudat. Thank you guys so very, very much. Very kind of you. Okay, here we go.
However, we have the very first conversation the sheriff gives about this problem in front of the house that evening.
Okay, listen to
So
this.
that's Sunday, February 1st.
Listen to this part.
Right. Yeah. And this is later on in the evening. They're working the case.
Bacteria, Sharon.
They're searching. They're doing all this stuff.
Bacterial.
But listen to him very carefully here for a minute. I'm going to point a couple things out, but I think you guys are going to catch it.
How cold did it get? Oh, she was missing overnight, I take it? She was.
Well, she was last seen at about 9:30, 9:45 last night.
9:30, 9:45. Do you know how cold it got last night? Is that a concern?
You know, you guys are going to know
Okay.
that better.
Is that a concern, though?
Hang on.
Well, it's cool right now, 84 years old.
Tommy had already called all the hospitals, but then I'm like, I'm going to call the hospital. So then I started calling the hospitals, and the police were there and talking to her at the same time, and it was just chaos and disbelief.
How cold did it get? Oh, she was missing overnight, I take it? She was.
Well, she was last seen at about 9:30, 9:45 last night.
9:30, 9:45. Do you know how cold it got last night? Is that a concern?
You know,
Now here he says she was last seen at 9:30 or 9:45, and that's what time she was dropped off, right? Dropped off. So keep listening.
you guys are going to know
Okay.
that better.
Is that a concern, though?
Well, it's cool right
What?
now. Going to know
Okay.
that.
Do you know how cold it got last night? Is that a concern?
You know, you guys are going to know
Okay.
that better.
Is that a concern, though?
Well, it's cool right now, 84.
How does sheriff not know what the temperature, like around about, like if you actually, let's think about this. If you actually thought Nancy was out there and she walked off by herself, you would the temperature would be a concern, wouldn't it? Temperature comes into a major factor if an elderly person goes missing, right? Like, hey, Ginger. Right. Yeah. That's one of the first things you think about. What's the temperature?
4 years old. I'm cold. So
when she was last seen, a family had dropped her off at home. Is that correct?
She was last seen by family at 9:45, at 9:30, 9:45.
Listen.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes.
Okay. That was the very first time when this.
That doesn't seem like a very confident yes, in my opinion. I just want to play that back again. Tell me if you guys think that's a very confident yes.
Yes. 9:45.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes.
Okay. That was the very first time.
That doesn't seem like a very confident yes to me. I don't know about you, but, you know, who knows, right? Oh, Miss Jeanette, thank you, darling. Appreciate you very, very much. Good to see you, Miss Jeanette. Jeanette Freeland, 1408. Thank you so much for gifting that pearl necklace. If you received that, make sure you give our Jeanette a big, big, big thank you. Thank you so much, my love. He's just agreeing and saying whatever to appease the media. He wants to get out of there. Yeah, he's ready to go home, isn't he? He kind of reminds me of the song Reba McEntire singing. It's a very old song, but what's it called? That's the night that the lights went out in Georgia. But they're talking about a judge in that song, but he's like, supper's waiting at home and I got to get to it. That's what it seems like, this guy's on. Supper's waiting at home and I got to get to it. He just wants to appease you and get the fuck out of there so he can get in his, squeal his little Corvette tires out of there.
And when this sheriff was, now mind you, he's been debriefed by not only speaking to the family, because he later says, I was on the phone. I've been on the phone with Savannah.
Amazing point here.
I've been on the phone with Savannah's security team. Okay. So this sheriff knows sequentially what the appropriate time could have been. And that's why he says 9:30, 9:45-ish. Okay.
Listen to this.
Now, the big question. Was the family, did they see her in the house? And what was his response?
He says yes. An even bigger point to make is that because the reporters are asking, it was cold last night, are you worried that she was out in the cold? Tells me night one, they still think this is a walk away. With blood on the porch, granted, they didn't know at that point it was Nancy's blood, with blood on the front porch.
I mean, at this point, it feels like, in my opinion, the only people who I would actually trust with this investigation is the FBI. Because it feels like Nanos is, got his hand in front of everything and not looking at it. And to be honest with you, and you guys know my heart breaks for Savannah and the family, but I feel like especially Savannah's got her hand up in front of it as well. I mean, again, how did the family, that's one thing, missing blood at the door. But how did the cops, you could not, I mean, think about most of the things you see at a crime scene, right? Let's say you see 10 things at a crime scene. Well, there's 1,000 other things that you can't see. And they didn't even get the primary callers, right? They couldn't even draw inside the lines. Basic criminology 101. I mean, how do you not at least walk around the house? How do you not check and doors. That is so disheartening. And I'm sorry, I don't care who you are. If that was your mother or your family member, you would be frustrated as shit. Pardon my French. You would be, no matter who you think it is or don't think it is, you would be frustrated about that. Not even knowing that there's blood.
Porch, the first night, he's still acting like it's a walk away. To Savannah's point, Savannah tells everybody in the interview, we had to convince him she didn't walk away.
Right.
She can't walk 50 yards to the mailbox.
50 feet. 50
Whatever.
feet to the mailbox.
I mean, she's not ambulatory very much. I mean, walking's very difficult for her. She didn't walk away. Remember, Savannah says there's no walking away.
Good point.
Sunday night, February 1st, he's out there answering questions. He didn't correct the reporter. If he thought this was a criminal investigation at that point, he would have said, look, it doesn't matter what the temperature is. We don't think she's out here. We don't think she was a walk away. We think somebody came in the house, abducted her, and now we're proceeding as that. So,
yeah, why would you not take that seriously the very first night from a family?
Well, therein lies all the criticism against Sheriff Nanos. Not all. I mean, there's plenty of other stuff he's done. But the fact that night one, it was still being thought of as a walkaway.
Yeah.
And shame on that. Shame on him. With blood at the front porch, would you have thought it was a walkaway?
Of course
After
not.
listening to the family say she can't even walk 50 yards?
Well, he's answering, right? He's talking to the press. That's a great point. He's talking to the press with his homicide guys behind him.
That's even worse.
That's crazy.
I know.
That is absolutely,
I'm a little conflicted here because, yeah, I mean, Chris is absolute and Karen's right. Like, he was there speaking with the homicide detectives literally behind him while he's doing this. And clearly they didn't do a good job. Let's just be honest. They didn't do a good job. And I blame Nanos for that. That's who I blame, because he's the head. He's the one that hires who he wants to hire in these positions. But he does, and again, there's blood, there's doors open. You know that Nancy can't walk 50 feet, 50 yards without assistance on most days. But he does say, Nanos does say, this is out of the ordinary. So I don't know how I feel about that part.
Bonkers.
I really just don't.
Okay. And now, but these are the subtleties, okay, where that reporter, thank goodness that reporter asked the question, because it sheds some light on this thought process of, well, wait a minute. Did they just drop her off at 9:48 and 9:50 the garage door closes and that's it? Okay. So this reporter is smart.
And again, that's very weird to me. It's very weird to a lot of us, that 2 minutes. And I used to not think about the 2 minutes being like extraordinarily weird. I thought, it's a little tight. It's a little tight. But after hearing Savannah say most days she couldn't get to the mailbox, most days, and they don't release that, I call it taxi footage, whatever the app's called. I forget what it's called. Uber. After they don't release that and all of this, and then looking in her garage, if you remember looking at her garage, there's a broom that's down in the floor, and there's some couple other things down in the floor. And I just don't see Nancy. That would be a hazard to her walking, number one. And I just don't think she could have done all that in 2 hours, or 2 minutes rather, not 2 hours. You know what I mean? So, oh, thank you again, little black bear. Thank you, darling. Very kind of you, baby. Appreciate you. Thank you so much, little black bear. You received that. Make sure you give our little black bear big thank you. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you. And Elizabeth, thank you so much, love. Appreciate you. If this happens to my mom, I'd be criticizing the sheriff and out in the open, organizing searches, etc. The family is quiet, and that is so sus to me. You know what's and as some people may take this wrong, but some people criticize Savannah's quietness, but Savannah, in my opinion, has not been quiet. Now, I think because of who she is, she can't just go out and search. I just don't think she could. I don't think she would be left alone. However, the caregivers, think about this a minute. And again, Annie, Tommaso are the caregivers of Nancy. And they made that very clear. Or Savannah made that very clear. And why hasn't Annie spoken, at least to a local news station, to her community? That part kind of does bother me. It kind of does bother me. I'm thinking a PR firm might have been hired. Maybe, you never know, but I think you know how like I think Annie and I feel like Annie and Nancy probably was very, very close. You know how like there can be lots of siblings or whatever, but you know, a lot of you move away or whatever, but there'll be like one or two that remain, you know, close to your mom or something when they get older, or they've always been around your mom more. And they've just been always there. You know what I mean? And I feel like they knew each other really well. Like, you know, your kids and stuff, but after moving away for, you know, decades at a time, you become different people and stuff. And I feel like that wasn't the case in
hard enough to say, you know, this question, and you can hear it for yourself. Listen to the question and listen to his response.
And who called in the missing report?
The family.
You want? Can you say?
All day yesterday.
Back up.
Listen to this.
So when she was last seen, a family had dropped her off at home. Is that correct?
She was last seen by family at 9:45, at 9:30, 9:45.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes.
Did they see her in the home? Meaning they dropped her off last.
Now, I have heard from, and I told you guys this whenever I got the source about the lie detector test very early on in this investigation, that I was told that allegedly Tommaso dropped her off. He said she allegedly walked through the garage door, it went down. He made sure the garage door went down, and he backed up and left. Now, listen to this.
3945.
And did they see her in the home?
Yes.
Did they see her in the home? Meaning they dropped her off, last seen 9:30, 9:45. Did they see her in the home? The answer is yes. Yes.
He could have been, the sheriff could have been.
Now, again, the other day, I don't know why it just sometimes you can hear something, but you don't comprehend the full velocity of it. But I was just thinking, I was like, it's really dark there. It's really dark. Even their lighting is not as light there because of some ordinance that they have there with some stuff, right? Now, yeah. Oh no, Annie wasn't with. Yeah, yeah. But it's really dark at 9:45. Now, I cannot imagine dropping off my mother-in-law and the garage door going up, it going pretty much, all the way down, and just backing up and squealing tires when she's on a cane. At the very least, she's on a cane at 9:45 at night. Your 84-year-old mother-in-law? Come on now. Come on. Let's be honest for a minute. Like, you're going to make sure she gets to her bed or to her chair at the very least, even if you're on the phone with her. Did you get to your chair? Did you get to your bed? If you're not going to walk her in. Yeah, absolutely. See, yeah, but this is the thing, Brandy. Think about Nancy's personality. I don't care about the personality thing, really, to be honest with you, because listen, you're 84 years old. You can't get around very good. She may even had a few drinks. Like, I'm going to make sure your ass is not breaking a hip on me. I mean, that's just the way, I mean, I took care of my grandmother the last 3 years of her life, but even before she moved in with me and I took care of her, like, she wanted her independence and stuff like that, but I would, we kind of teased each other. That was the kind of way we showed love, kind of picked at each other, if you will. And it was just like, listen, you're not breaking a hip on my watch, okay? I would just kind of tease her like that. You're not breaking a hip on my watch, okay? So we're gonna make sure you get to that bed, or we're gonna make sure you get to the bathroom, or we're gonna make sure this, or we're gonna make sure that. And I understand everyone's got different personalities and stuff, but I think at 84 years, your mind might not be there, but if your body, if you know your limitations, I think you would just want to be I don't know. I mean, when someone comes home, let's think about this for a second. When someone comes home, when they haven't been home for some hours, or particularly when it's dark, right? And you first walk into a house, it's, even if it's your house, you feel more vulnerable, right? Because someone could be in your house. You don't know. So usually you might look under the beds, or you might look in the bathroom, or wherever. You might look throughout the house. So I would think she would appreciate that. I don't believe the timeline. It's not adding up. I agree. Yeah. Yeah. So it bothers me. It bothers me. And this is the thing. I hate that this bothers me. I hate that many of us are looking at the family in a very strange way. I hate that. Like you just don't want to think about that. But you have to be honest with yourself too. Like there's some weird things here. Yeah, green eyes. Yeah. Why not get her into an assisted living condo where you still have some privacy, something smaller, no pool to take care of? Yeah, Meep. Savannah said in the interview, that she still wanted her independence, and that's why Annie and Tommaso, they cared for her and they did a great job and all of that. She just still wanted to be in her house, and who doesn't? Who doesn't? And I'll be honest with you. If I'm 84, if the Lord lets me live to be 84 years or older, and it's my time to, they want to put me in a retirement home or something like that. Listen, you're going to have sore knees because I'm going to kick them. You trying to get me out of my house. Okay. You're going to have sore knees. So, hey, Daft. Thank you, darling. We love you guys. Thank you so much, honey. Appreciate you very, very much. You are very kind. You are amazing. Make sure you guys are subbed up to Daphne's Case Files. You did not have to do that, girlfriend. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. Thank you very much, my dear. You are very kind, and much love to you. Appreciate you, baby. I did too with my grandmother as well. I'd see get in safely, just my nature. Yeah, and I mean, I think everyone's families can be different as well. So it baffles me she had no one to help. It seems like they hired a lot of people to do services around the house. You know what I mean? Like they had the pool people, they had the gardeners, electrician. Like it seemed like they had a lot of people. My mom is like that. She's 87. We check on her every day as we live a few blocks away. Yeah. Yeah. You gotta. My speech is way too fast. You're the first person that's ever said that, Corbin. You're the first person that's ever said that. I'm Southern. I talk slow, darling. I sound like Paula Deen.
And just filling it up, and just saying, yeah, without either
Michelle,
knowing
he didn't go in, no gentleman.
or not asking the family, because he says, yeah, he kind of throws it in, but let's assume has the information, and let's assume that's what they were told.
Okay, so let's play that out. What does that mean? Do they pull up and watch her walk into the house? Is there more than one? Or are there, who's there? Who's the family seeing her into the home? He doesn't answer that. He just says yes. Okay.
What kind of tea sandwich?
For me, it was like my mind almost popped out of my head. The next morning, the first press conference where
listen to this.
He shows up with the homicide sergeant who's been
I
up
miss
all
Sherry.
night, his team working this situation. So the answer is in the home? Yes. Okay. Now, some time goes by.
Yeah, they
and No Nads is now at the podium the next morning.
No Nads.
Listen to the very first minute.
Listen to this.
And who called in the missing report?
The family.
The narrative. Who called in the missing person's report? The family.
And
okay,
that's
so
the
who
story.
is the family is my question at this
The
point.
family.
When I first heard this.
Who's the
that would have been-
family? Who's the family? Well, it's going to be the two people that live in Arizona, Tommaso and Annie. That's the family. That's the ones that called it in, right? The church lady called them. They went to the house. Joy, 6 months. We love you, darling. Thank you so much. Thank you for the wonderful job. Oh, thank you so much, dear. Just in case you don't know, I love you, Joyce. I love you all. I do. I appreciate you very, very much. I miss you guys so much when I'm not here. So thank you so much, Miss Joyce. Appreciate you. You're very kind. And thank you for your support. I really, really do appreciate you. Chris calls him No Nads. He got it from you, Justin. I don't know. Justin, can you do a video singing lullabies? I play it over and over at bedtime. Your voice is so soothing. Oh, thank you so much, Tucson. It's very kind. Yes, I can do it in my voice, or I can do it in Janie's voice, if you know who Janie is. It's another person.
And my question that night, I would have said to, the first responder, the first deputy, okay, well, who's the RP, the reporting party?
Reporting party.
The family. Okay, well, who's the family?
It came from one phone call,
Right.
most likely.
Who's the family? Well, the brother and the sister, the brother-in-law and the sister. Okay, where are they? They're over here. All right, I want to go talk to them. Okay. Hey, what happened? What's going on here? Okay. So now, the critical thing would have been, I need you guys to come down to the station. We need to do a deeper dive here.
Pronto, stat, right? There should have, this sheriff should have told them to go down to the station that night. Let's not wait till the next day. Let's get this sooner the better. Someone's missing. It doesn't mean that they were blaming them or anything in the beginning. It's just a formal process of getting your memory as fresh as can be. What they remembered when they got there, what they saw, what they heard. Did they smell anything? Did they hear anything? Was anything strange? Did they notice? Just all of that. Thank you, Kim, for subscribing. Appreciate you, friend. Welcome. And oftentimes it's videotaped. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Can you guys, we can drive you, or you can drive yourself, whatever you feel you would like to do. It's completely up to you.
Yes.
Okay. But I need to get an interview with you guys.
Yeah.
In the interim, can you fill out these forms and write out a statement so I have a written statement that I can kind of start to work off of?
Yes.
Now, I don't know if that's happened. I'm hoping that happened. However, when I heard what you're going to hear here in
listen to this
in a couple of seconds, I had a mind blow.
You won't, can you say who?
You know, I don't have that name.
Okay. And
Okay. Now, look at what he's doing.
No, I don't know. Now watch this.
He's reading text messages or he's got something on his phone, and listen to what he has on his phone.
Listen to this.
I'm going through some talking points for the family. I want to make sure I cover them. I'm not.
He's going through talking points for the family? Not your investigation, sir? That you've been doing nearly 48 hours at this point? Or maybe over 48 hours. Talking points?
I'm going through some talking points for the family. I want to make sure I cover them. I'm not somebody who does well with the script.
Let's slow that down and tell people. Let me read.
He literally says script.
Read it. Chris is having a conniption over here with this, if you can't tell. So here's what the sheriff says Monday morning at the press conference. Quote,
I just now saw you.
I'm going through some talking points for the family. I want to make sure I cover them. I'm not someone who does well with a script.
Well, mofo, you just had a script right there. What do you think talking points are?
Okay, what jumps out to you guys if you're in chat? If you're not in chat, just think about that. But if you're in chat, what jumps out to you? The sheriff starting the press conference saying, I'm going through some talking points.
Listen, the family doesn't have talking points. Okay? The family doesn't know a damn thing or shouldn't know a damn thing. Let's be real, right? They should be just as confused as you. They should say, we dropped her off at such and such time. I seen her go in. That's it. We came back here. There is no talking points. It is just what happened. The last thing you know. The last thing you've seen. That's it. Nothing more. There is no points. The point is should be just as confused as we are. Probably more.
For the family. I want to make sure I cover them. Chris?
Well, there's only a couple of answers. One, do they have an attorney? And if so, has the attorney delivered talking points on behalf of the family?
I know,
for
it's bad.
the family,
It's
quote
bad,
unquote.
Webs.
You guys are, I'm going to play it again.
Listen to this.
And you make up your own mind. But that is breaking news. That is huge.
Let me break it down for people who may not know. The sheriff's role would have been to stand up there and say, thank you all for coming. We are investigating the disappearance of Nancy Guthrie. She's an 84-year-old mother and grandmother.
Bingo.
She was last seen at her home. Go through all that and deliver the facts. If the family wanted to be at that press conference and they didn't, whatever reason, and so they had remarks that they wanted to make or put out there to the public, then the sheriff should have said, okay, now here's the facts of the case, what we're releasing, it's been 24 hours. Here's what the family, in lieu of standing here next to me at the podium, they want you guys to know, A, B.
Yes. Okay, think about this. The family is not the spokesperson for the sheriff. Okay. And that's a big point to make. They shouldn't be a spokesperson for the sheriff. The sheriff should have his own statements, and the family, like Karen just said, he should have said, the family is overcome with grief or anxiety right now, and they're not, able to be here today. They have a couple statements that they would like to release. I'll read it here now. We'll give it to you in writing afterwards if you need or whatever. But there has to be a difference between church and state, right? There just has to be. And right here, Sheriff Nanos is mixing the two together, and that is highly, 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 very much not very. It goes against all the protocol in every way, in every way. Not professional at all. He just says right here, families, giving us, these notes or whatever. Like that's not the way it works, right? The only thing Tommaso and Annie should be is family members and reporting party. That's it. No more, no less. They are family members and they are reporting party. They are the last ones to see Nancy, right? Specifically Tommaso. And they are the ones that reports her missing. Right? Yes, absolutely. They can lie, Brandy. I don't think there's anything to lie about at this point, though, in my opinion. Remember, this is the actual first and this was even before he was doing his before the press had really even started. This was the first press conference and all that. So
B and C. That's not what he says. So it looks like he's reading the script driven by the family, not the investigators.
That's a problem.
And which in all of my years, I spent 13 years in homicide. I never had talking points from a victim's family.
Ever. You just can't. You can't.
Do you know why? Right?
Well,
common sense?
Well, yeah, I mean, I don't know what Chris is going to say here because I haven't watched it past this, to be honest with you. But what I'm going to say about this is obviously they can be, number one, they can be involved. But number two, family are emotional, right? They're emotional naturally, regardless, involved or not involved. You don't take notes between someone who could possibly be involved. Again, last people to see Nancy and the people to report Nancy. Number one, right? The investigation is just taking off there. So that. Number two, family is family. You're highly emotional. So regardless, to me, this is not about pointing blame at Tommaso, Annie, or anything. To me, this is about the sheriff just being absolutely highly what's the word I'm looking for? Sorry, my mind went blank. Highly incompetent.
What if they're the suspects?
Mm-hmm.
What if it's Letitia Strauss?
I mean, you're taking notes from potential suspect. I mean, you would think a sheriff, again, 96% chance when Nancy went missing, if they thought this was a crime, a homicide, a kidnapping, whatever, foul play, 96% chance it is the last one to see her or someone that knows her, family, friends, acquaintances, someone in her circle. Off the bat, and you're going to take statements. That's crazy. That's nuts. No matter, and to me, again, family does what family does. They're very emotional, regardless whether they did something or not. To me, this goes on nanos, in my opinion. I'm not here to be, the family's going to do what they're going to do. You're just a bag of something else, nanos. You really are very unprofessional. Oh my goodness, Robin. Thank you so much, darling. Appreciate you very much. How you doing, Mrs. Robin? Thank you so much, my dear. Really, really do appreciate you. Very kind. And 22 months. That is legendary. Legendary status. Thank you so much.
I can smell a legend.
Thank you so much, my darling. Really appreciate you, Robin. So good to see you. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you here. I don't trust the brother either. I trust the brother. It wasn't until Friday went public with the idea of kidnapping that the ransom note started. Yeah. And that's just not the way ransom notes work. Ransom notes, you don't wait days until it gets out there.
And I'm reading talking points on behalf of Letitia, on behalf of Barry Morphew. We didn't hear the Colorado.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. And this is okay. Think about this. Think about if you're familiar with the Barry Morphew case, Suzanne Morphew. That's the first case, by the way, that when I started watching Chris McDonough from the interview room. Imagine the sheriff in Colorado saying, let me look what the notes that Barry and the family gave me so I can report to you. Come on now. Come on. It's crazy. Thank you, Angela. Good to see you. Hey, Crazy Buck. Thank you, darling. Good to see you. Hey, Justin. I got a little behind on the case. Jimenez being more incompetent. I know, right? I know. Thank you so much. 1 second. Let me answer this.
Bureau of Investigation, CBI, get up and say, on behalf of Barry Morphew, I just want to make sure I get all my talking points. I don't do well with a script. Okay. What? And I was like, this is crazy. So let me get this right. The night before, we found the doors propped open, all this narrative. The next morning, he's got talking points for the family.
And he calls it a script. Well, wait a minute. Actors have a script. More than one person has a script.
He literally says
everybody
script.
Get together and write a bunch of talking points and say, this is the script. This is what we're going to deliver to the media.
Well, and here's my question. Is there a lawyer behind the scenes? And if so, I'm sure we'll probably get an email. And guess what? You're going to be a guest on our show. Okay. If you send me an email saying, hey, whatever. No, you're going to be invited here. In fact, we'd love to have you on the show because I want to see those talking points.
But even if there isn't, we know Savannah has a security team. Okay. Even if we don't, why is he delivering talking points for the family? What happened to the head chief law enforcement officer for the Pima County get up there and say, we've got a missing woman. Here's the facts of the case. We think it's criminal. If you've got Nancy, you better watch out. We're coming for you, punk. You know, words to that effect.
Grady Judge. Craziness. Crazy. I love that guy in Florida.
How about Sheriff Arpaio? If you want to stay in Arizona,
he's
not to stir the pot, but you know what I mean? What happened to tough talking? I mean, I used to brief my boss, a police chief, before these kinds of press conferences. Okay, at least he knew enough. You always do tough talking if the perp is out there listening and watching. Always.
And for those of you
crying
who
either.
are new to our channel, Karen was
there's
an
no
investigative journalist. Okay.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any crying either.
Spent 30 plus years.
Not
and
at a press conference, not with a missing grandmother.
Then she was a PIO for 5 years for a law enforcement agency. So she would be the one that would be handing the chief, hey, here are the answers to the types of questions you would be getting. Not here are the talking points on behalf of the family.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
And you know what? We all watched this press conference and it actually went right over us.
Yep.
But that's because we were
Hold on, what?
They're listening and watching. Always.
And for those of
no
you
crying
who
either.
are new to our channel,
Hold on.
You know what I mean? What happened to tough talking? I mean, I used to brief my boss, a police chief, before these kinds of press conferences. Okay, at least he knew enough. You always do tough talking if the perp is out there listening and watching.
Yeah.
Always.
and for those of
no
you
crying
who
either.
are new to our channel, Karen was
there's
an
no crying.
investigative journalist.
Yeah. And that's a really good point. You know, when you think about that, right? Think about how he says this sheriff. Usually this sheriff is like, you know, if you thought someone actually had Nancy for a second, right? You would be like, to the person out there that has Nancy, you know, this sheriff's going to talk in a real deep voice and he's going to be, you know, real firm. Give us back to her, give, you know, whatever you need. Make sure you, you know, tell us what you need or whatever. And, you know, we'll, you know, accommodate or whatever, you know how they do. That's not what we saw here at all. That is not what we saw here at all. And that's a little bit weird, isn't it? Don't you think that's weird? I don't know. Might just be me. Hey, Pamela. Good to see you, my friend. Thank you so much. So glad you're feeling better and back with us. Great podcast. Thank you so much, Pamela. Appreciate you, my dear. Good to see you. Thank you for your support. I really do appreciate you, Miss Pamela. And thank you for the well wishes. And Crazy Buck, has he not gotten the boot yet? I think they're doing everything that they can, Crazy, to get him out. I really do. I really do. Mark Kelly, Savannah called him and was asking about the sheriff. But this is my thing with the Mark Kelly thing. Like, don't you think Savannah would know? You know, I'm not criticizing Savannah or anything, but like, I would think she would know the sheriff locally there. You know what I mean? Like, he's been the sheriff there for a minute.
Okay.
Yeah, there shouldn't be any crying either.
Hey, Bo.
Spent 30 plus years.
Not
and
at
then
a press conference, not with a missing grandmother.
Then she was a PIO for 5 years for a law enforcement agency. So she would be the one that would be handing the chief, hey, here are the answers to the types of questions you would be getting. Not here are the talking points on behalf of the family.
I've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
And you know what? We all watched this press conference and it actually went right over us.
Yep.
But that's because we were, you know, our excuse.
Right.
Like, we were waiting for the sum and substance of what the heck is going on with the case.
Yep.
But we all missed it. But
So
you know, we're now back and we're picking this apart.
I'll never forget the day that I think it was the day the FBI came back. And it was the next day after that, if I recall correctly. We thought something was going to like really be breaking. really going to be breaking in this. And Sheriff Nanos done this sudden press conference. And I was laughing. I was like, guys, I think there's going to be something. He literally said the exact same thing as he did the day before. There was nothing new, like nothing new, other than he said that the FBI or they shouldn't have cleared the scene as quick or whatever. And that was it. Like, he just wanted to be in, like, the freaking spotlight. It was so weird. So weird, man.
I hope other people do the same thing.
Absolutely.
And ask the questions we are asking.
So what the local news needs
I agree,
to do,
Tina. I agree.
if you're listening,
They'll do anything,
KVO4
sure.
and Channel 13 and all you guys out there, the local media, it's your responsibility now to go back to the sheriff and say,
yes, Denise.
Well, do you have a copy of those talking points? What points were you wanted that you want?
You know something? You know what I would ask? I am going to go a little bit further than that. And I think that the sheriff should have to FOIA. We should be able to FOIA that telephone, because he was using that as his official talking point, that text. And that should be as public record. Now, may not get that till after the case, because I'm sure that they will cite that this is an active, ongoing case. But that needs to be in public record. Everything, every note, everything that is taken by law enforcement has to be logged and cataloged and recorded, right? So whether that was his official capacity phone or not, I think we should be able to FOIA that. And I need to see how Arizona's FOIA process works. I don't think it's that difficult, Arizona. But might look into that. If not, I know someone else out there will.
Wanted to relay on behalf of the family. And if so, where did you get them? The next morning when you were just at the crime scene.
Yeah. Now think about that. This sheriff, we saw where he was out with news reporters, and they were getting ready to leave. And then the next morning, he does a press conference. How did he come to this decision in this little bit of time? In my opinion, it seems like he got all the talking points from the reporting party.
The night before, which you declared as a crime scene, and you brought your homicide people in, your alleged best investigators, you brought them in on to this crime scene, okay? Because I can guarantee you when Karen was with the LA Times, she would have plastered that guy, okay? Am I wrong or right?
Yeah, no, it's called hard questions and follow-up questions.
Right.
Don't let them get away with not answering it.
Yes. Thank you, Karen. Follow-up question.
And if they walk away at the press conference, then you continue to get them other ways through their PIO. You show up at the office. You don't let them get away.
You've got to remember, the power is with the people. They work for you. Pima County, particularly. This man works for you. You pay his salary. Okay? I know we think that, they're the big wigs and stuff like that. But you, as someone who, particularly in Pima County, Arizona, who is tax paying, he's got to answer to you. And yeah, right. They voted him in. They can vote him out, but he needs to answer. There is no answer. Now, with the case, there might be some things, but when it comes to him and decisions he has made and stuff like that, no. You need an answer.
With not answering the tough questions.
Right. And so now we're going to go back because it gets worse. Okay. All of a sudden, once I saw that, I thought, okay, my mind just started clicking into a different level here. And I thought to myself, okay, well, we now know that you can have fake demands with fake notes and Bitcoin. Okay. In a recent homicide case that was national, all over the news. And now we're learning that, did the family see her in? The answer is yes. And now the next morning, we're learning that the family has some talking points. And it gets worse. Notice the FBI is not behind him on this. And I know why. Because they went at it. I have a source that...
Yes. I have heard that it was really, really bad for the first week, but it was pretty much in the FBI couldn't really clear away for the first 3 weeks.
Told me, he said, we don't need your help.
The sheriff said it?
The sheriff said it. But here's the problem.
Which I have showed you guys an entire video of not even my opinion. I mean, my opinion in it, of course, but of Sheriff Doofy, Sheriff Nonads, talking about the chips on his shoulder that he has for the FBI. And this is going back 10 years, a decade, nearly a decade, that he has had this personal, it seems, in my opinion, chip on his shoulder. Now, why does he have this chip on his shoulder? Oh, maybe because he was, I don't know, maybe being investigated. Him and 2 other people in the sheriff's office. One ends up dead. Allegedly unalives himself in his neighbor's yard, which is the guy who allegedly unalives himself. Nobody was allowed to investigate the wife, ask her questions. Nobody was allowed to go in the house and look for any sort of corroborating evidence or anything. So make sure if you've not seen that live stream of mine, go back and watch that one. Very interesting.
He knew he was getting really bad press over this. And so he asked them to come back.
And that would have been, so this press conference where he starts off with his list of talking points, quote, for the family, was Monday, February 2nd. By the second press conference.
You know, it's in cases like this, who's behind you matters in these press conferences. If it's the FBI that's behind you, that matters. Optics is a big thing. Not only is optics a big thing with the FBI that matters is behind you, but you know what else many times should be behind the sheriff or the FBI? Family. Family. We didn't see that here. Didn't see that there. What was that? I love when Chris shows the face of the FBI standing behind Nanos. Yeah, hopefully FBI is working on the case, investigating him. It's bad. It's bad. You know, Sheriff Doofy has a, they did like I don't know, I call it, Reno 911 reality show. But you know something? I bet me, when this is all over, there will be a Netflix show on this case and maybe one alone on Sheriff Doofy. Mark it, stamp it right now. April 10th, 2026, 9:43 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There you go.
The FBI was there.
But that's
All right.
Hawaii 5-0. Yeah. I've been on the recording or where they recorded Hawaii 5-0. I certainly have been where they recorded Jurassic Park as well. I think so too. Yeah, there will be. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
A second press conference, they're back. Okay. Now, let's continue. I'm going to back it up one more time for those of you who just got here. Listen to the very first sentence as he's looking down at his phone.
My local media.
Back to the day. It was, I guess, a normal weekend for you.
I couldn't speak.
Okay. And
I'm going through some talking points for the family. I want to make sure I cover them. I'm not somebody who does well with the script.
Except you got the family script right there.
We'll get started. I believe it was around noon yesterday. We got a call to the Guthrie residence that Nancy Guthrie, 84 years old, was missing. We expended a lot of resources for a missing person that we typically always do. Our search and rescue volunteers, our search and rescue teams.
Okay, so this is where I want to stop just for a second again. Okay, the call comes out as a missing person. Now, the first deputy that goes on the scene sees blood, sees the doors propped open, hears the conversation from the family. Yeah, we called all the hospitals. And she can't walk 50 feet to the mailbox. Savannah's been notified. My sister in New York.
Bingo.
My brother's been notified in Vermont. Okay, so they're out of the picture. They're out of the picture.
Yep.
In the officer's mind, the first.
Yep. Nothing to see here, right? Yeah, you're right, Webbs. You're right. She might not have wanted to be with T alone. We don't know what happened. Birthday game night. Were the pics from that event? I don't know.
Responder.
No idea.
Okay, what else has happened in the officer's mind? Right? Well, how'd you get in the house? They tell him. We don't know what that is. The sheriff has done.
Right. How did the family gain entry into the house? What door? What did they notice? Did they hear anything? Did they see anything? Did they smell anything?
Dodge that bullet from day one. Okay, day one. I suspect they're going to say, we saw the gate open and we went around and we just went into the house. Okay, that's my gut. Because again, we go back to the data point. If the garage was open, we'd have a data point on that garage. And we do not have a data point on that garage. Okay? So now at this point, the next morning, there's a secondary press conference. But the night before, he says, yeah, this is a woman that we believe walked away. Now, I'm not the sharpest tool in the shed, but let me get this right.
I know exactly what Chris is going to say here. I haven't even heard this part. And I know what he's going to say here. He's going to say, okay, so someone, an 84-year-old woman who can't walk,
Right.
got in.
Sheriff, deputy.
I know
Doors are
exactly.
propped
Hey, Nick.
open. Blood's on the front porch.
Yes.
84-year-old woman.
Yes. Blood's on the porch. 84 years old, walking with the cane, went in her garage in 2 minutes. Back doors open, all of that. And you think she walked away? You think she walked away? 84 years old, who can barely make it to the car. Most days can't make it to the mailbox.
Who's missing. Can't walk 50 feet. Family gets a phone call. Okay. All of her property is there. Her phone, her wallet, her purse.
Yep.
Everything is there.
Everything.
And it says, what? Oh, she walked away.
Yeah, Janine.
And now it makes a little more sense when Savannah is saying, no, this isn't a walk away.
Well,
and Savannah said, we made that clear to Sheriff Nanos at Jump. Like, listen, look, she didn't walk away. She's not that.
She said, we were trying to convince the sheriff that this wasn't a walk away. We were trying to convince him something is very wrong. She didn't walk away on her own. Again, to her point, Sunday night press, not really a press conference, but when Nanos was out at the scene and reporters were there,
until June to get 120,000.
He was acting like it was a walk away.
Yeah, and so one of two things is happening here. Either the sheriff just literally fell off of a turnip truck, and he cannot figure out with his best team ever.
I'm going to make a picture of Sheriff Nanos falling off a turnip truck.
That this is a suspicious circumstance from the moment he got on that scene. They knew, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it. I'm not buying it because they would not have gotten this guy out of bed at, whatever time it was in the middle of the night, and to have him dress up in his, his general's uniform and show up and then say, yeah, she walked away. We better get some resources because this is Savannah Guthrie's mom. Okay, well, what else do we have? Well, we got blood on the porch. Okay, blood on the porch, and you just go through the list. All right, what else have we done? Well, we called all the hospitals, no medical, nothing, yada, yada, yada. Okay. And then we're to believe, okay, that the sheriff says, okay, well, this as standard operating procedure, let's impound the daughter's car. No, folks.
Think about that.
That's not how it works in River City. Okay. That's not how it works. And the reason why is he's going to give us some clues.
Other agencies, Borstar from Border Patrol sent their canines out. They worked tirelessly all day yesterday and all day tonight. I'm sorry, all day yesterday and all last night. To no avail. As I said yesterday, we saw some things at the home that were concerning to us. We believe now, after we processed that crime scene, that we do in fact have a crime scene.
Now, you see how stupid that sentence is? We saw some things that seemed concerning to us as a crime scene, but after we've processed that crime scene, we now know it's a crime scene.
What a bozo. It doesn't make any sense.
I
mean, seriously.
Okay. We'll just leave it right there with that one.
that we do in fact have a crime, and we're
That we do in fact have a crime.
That we do in fact
yeah, you
have a
called your
crime.
crime scene people out for crimes. Okay, you don't call your crime scene people out for people that walk away. Okay, the crime scene CSI does not come out because of a walk away. If that's the case, you're going to be processing 100 homes every 2 weeks. Okay, this guy he's trying to dance around what he really knows is going on.
Well, which
That's
one is
what
it,
he's
Sheriff
trying to do
Nanos?
here. That is it, cut and dry. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. He is dancing because he knows, wait a minute, there's more here. I can't tell the public. Okay?
Oh.
I can't tell the public. But his ego will not prevent him from standing at that podium with all those microphones and him going, oh man, this is going to help me in my next election.
asking the community.
Hey guys.
This community has always stepped up to help us solve some pretty tough crimes. I'm looking for that again. This is a 84-year-old lady who
I think you're an 84-year-old lady, Nanos.
Physical ailments.
I think Nanos is an 84-year-old lady.
Is in need of medication. Medication that if she doesn't have in 24 hours.
Okay, guys. We have, because I know Chris will probably watch this. We have some breaking news for Chris. All right, top of the hour here. We have breaking news with we have an actual photo of Sheriff Nanos falling off the back of a turnip truck. Chris, over to you, my friend, you and Karen. You do whatever you need to do with that, my friends. All right, and that was our special report there with Sheriff Nanos falling off that turnip truck. So you can have fun with that, Chris. Okay. Oh, Lord. The AI, I'm telling you. There you go. He's on the turnip truck. Yeah. Oh, God. I couldn't help it. I couldn't help it. I can't stop laughing. I mean, he really did fall off the turnip truck. Okay, I couldn't help it. Sorry. Bouncing Nanos in the turnip. Yeah.
Who knows anything about this, who has seen something, heard something, to contact us. Call 911. We don't need.
What does everyone say about Nanos? He has an ego, right? He's got the ego, and his Corvette tells us that, right? In his little gym shorts, it tells us that he's got the ego. Everyone who has either worked with him before, since, after, all say is that he's got the ego.
Another bad, tragic ending.
Y'all,
we need some help.
Members, y'all can
Our
spray
team
Joe with the spray bottle. We have a spray bottle just for
best.
Joe.
I couldn't speak any higher. I think you know that.
Now, what's interesting about that statement is he still is sticking by that, even though he's admitted mistakes in between this day and some of the last press conferences that he had. Okay. This tells you he's a narcissist. He is a manipulator. and he is changing on the fly. He's adapting and filling in the gaps so that the public doesn't ask questions.
And this, and I no matter where you stand on this case, you should be angry at this, because this is doing a disservice to Nancy's case. No matter what you feel or what you think, this is a disservice to Nancy's case. This is a disservice to the people of Pima County. This is a disservice to Nancy's family. Big time.
And the reason, part of the reason now we know why, is because he has talking points from the family. This is basically what that means. And whoever wrote those talking points, I think the press should find out who those talking points.
Well, I think we need to FOIA those.
Originated from. They didn't come from the PIO.
And let me just say, if those came from the family, oh my Lord, that's bad.
If they came through the PIO, okay, it's kind of like the answer we got about the car when we kept asking, where is her car? Where's the car? You know what we heard? It's part of the investigation.
Yes.
We will let you know.
Yes. Remember, they said the car that they were, Annie and Tomas's car, was part of the investigation. We'll let you know.
Something to that effect, right? You have all the emails.
Yeah.
But then.
Don't ask us.
Right. It was part of the investigation. They were searching it. All of this kept it longer than anybody else. But after that, days later, we should be ashamed for even asking about it.
Us will tell you.
Right. Yeah. Whatever,
Sure.
you know, look to the left, not to the right. There's nothing to see over here. Okay. And so in this piece of the puzzle here, notice there's nobody behind him. No FBI, nobody. This is about nonads. Hey, it's my time to shine.
There's not even deputies behind him. Not even deputies behind him. He wants it all.
I'm in my Cub Scout uniform here. I got all my badges on. I got my stars. And by golly, I've got my, crest right in front of me, in front of this podium with all of these microphones. Everybody look at me. I need.
Oh my God. Speaking of turnip, I have a photo of me with one of the world's biggest turnips that my grandfather grew. I'm not joking you. It's a whole story. I'll have to tell you about it later. But I was 4 or 5 years old because I'm from a farm.
The help of the public.
It just reminded
because
me of
I've got
turnips.
the best team.
We have done some great work with.
I feel like Rose Nyland from The Golden's Girl in St. Olaf.
Our partners in the valley. This community. I have to give a lot of thanks to our law enforcement agencies all across this valley, whether it's the Tucson.
Stop that for a sec. So he's not even talking about this case. He's talking about previous other cases. That's not why everybody showed up with the microphones from coast to coast. And this day and time, we're here for the Nancy Guthrie case.
I'll dig that.
And the fact that he's like filling in or killing time or whatever, and talking about other cases in cooperation is just noise. Yeah. It's just a waste of time. And everyone's like, okay, get on with it. We're here for the facts. It's a press conference. We don't want to hear you waxing on about how cooperative you are with other agencies for other cases.
I don't think so.
So this guy is just so tone deaf and out of touch.
Police department or some of the smaller agencies, they've all reached out.
This is Claudia. I mean, they have searched some, but it seems like they've been doing this just as an investigation without putting much emphasis on the search, right? And sorry, I was reading something. One thing that I've never really understood. Again, Nanos, he doesn't want people, search groups, or anyone looking for Nancy. And you can go about an investigation two ways. You can go with trying to find Nancy first, right? Or you can go about it with going with the investigation and what leads you to Nancy, right? And why not have search groups looking for Nancy when it's of no charge to you? This is something that the search groups do literally every day. And finding Nancy, again, at no cost to you, none of your resources is taken from your county whatsoever. And if Nancy is found, that could particularly help you find the suspects or suspect of this. I don't get it. It makes no sense to me. He pushed the media out and refused free help from professional searchers. Exactly. And you would think, like, the sooner the better, that, because Nancy is evidence at this point, right? If she is not alive, and considering the climate and the wildlife there, TikTok, right? We're at 68 days now, I think. 68 days, and you're just, no. You just say you don't even have the decency for your office to get back with these search groups. Nanos likes riding around town in his little red Corvette while wearing his turnip beret. And he bought in a secondhand store. I know. Yeah, Sheriff Doofy. He is Sheriff Doofy, if I've ever seen one.
Hello? Hello? I said don't disturb you, I'm cleaning my room!
That is Sheriff Doofy. Do you think he truly thinks he's going to figure this case out and get the accolades? I think he's arrogant enough, and yeah. But I'm not sure if he knows this now. Okay, guys. We've got some new breaking news coming out on Sheriff Nanos here. So let's get right to it. That's right. Sheriff Nanos, his self-image. Before the press conference, we are learning that he had all the smoke and mirrors and the combs and all of that. Don't bother me while I'm looking at myself. Officially combs his hair at the presser. We are being told that allegedly Sheriff Nanos likes the mirror. Yeah. So there you go. Back to you, Sheriff Nonads. Alrighty, there we had it with Sheriff Nonads there, being his narcissistic self. The porch perp was not fat, in my opinion. Yeah, I don't think he was fat. The porch perps, I really don't think so. Yeah. So, mirror, mirror, yes. Yeah.
All offered to
He thinks he's
assist.
the smartest, though.
The FBI, all of them. We work so close with them, and they are all plugged in.
And let me tell you something. I don't have the best memory a lot of times. In cases, I generally have a better memory for some reason. But one thing that he always said in these press conferences that just I felt like he was overusing, and I made a mental note to myself. He always talked about with our state and federal partners or our federal partners. He mentioned it so much. I thought, that's weird, and we had no idea that he had this, chip on his shoulder for so long until afterwards.
You see, he's saying they're all reaching out to him, remember? And he says, and they called me. And he names the FBI, okay, and we've plugged in, meaning, hey, we don't need you guys right now, but if we do, we'll call you. That's what that's police talk for. Okay. It's not like the FBI is on this right now. Okay. They're not. Trust me. Okay. Because behind the scenes, there is like this hatred for the feds. And you're going to see it so clearly. I'm going to point out, because while everybody was watching him the last couple of days, I've been watching the FBI watch him in the background. And I'm going to point out all that body language between the two FBI agents in the background.
We'll continue to work closely with them. But what I really need is I need this community to step up and start giving us some calls. Let us know if you've seen something.
I know.
We are right now at a time, and I apologize, everybody tells me I talk too softly. We are at a time where, in this investigation, we're now moving forward.
I mean, come on now. You don't want a sheriff up there talking softly. First real press conference, right? You want an authoritative sheriff. Nancy, we're going to find you. If someone did this to you, we're going to find them. If you know something, drop her off. No questions asked kind of thing. Make sure she's safe. You don't want a sheriff up there saying, I apologize. Some people say I talk too soft. Come on, Sheriff. Nanos.
We need
grab your nanos.
To depend on technology.
Okay, that's the mistake right there. That's a huge, huge, huge mistake.
Tell us why.
What if you don't have any technology? What do you depend on at that point? He's saying this because he knows he's got two rookie homicide guys in this crime scene going, which way do we go? How do we get there? It's like the Three Stooges. Okay. And he just kind of leaked it out like, okay, we're at a place right now, i.e. within 24 hours, where we have to depend on technology.
Now, hang on a minute. Have they already interviewed everybody who's been in and out of Nancy Guthrie's house recently?
It's a clown show.
The pool guy.
Well, think about this. Nancy, the day before, she had a game at her house, right? Do I have it pulled up here? I wonder if I exited out of it already. With the timeline. Think about this. January 30th, day before, Nancy vanishes. Nancy hosted friends at her home for the Mahong or whatever it's called game at a gathering. During the visit, Nancy confirms plans with friend Anne to attend their regular Sunday church service gathering scheduled for February 1st. The group routinely met at the friend's home to watch and record the live stream of a New York church services attended by Nancy's daughter, Savannah Guthrie. Friends later described Nancy as alert, engaged, and participating normally during the gathering. This was January 30th. The day before, essentially, that she went missing. Who was all there with this game? Nancy also taught people how to play, like younger people allegedly how to play this game down like at a hall or something like that. Right. So it's weird, but it works. What's that, Anastasia? I have dropped my mom off at the exact time at 9:30, and never have not walked her in and checked. Yeah. Yeah. I again, particularly, I think just her not being able to walk really well. I'm going to make sure she at least gets in her chair or her bed. You know what I mean?
The cleaning lady, if there is one, right? Anybody coming, have they done any of that in the first 24 hours? The answer is clearly no.
Brandy.
So how could they be like all out of the obvious things and good old fashioned police work, interviewing and talking to people, that he's now jumping to tech? The only thing left we got is tech.
Here, I'll show you Pebbles. Let me show you here. So Nancy, right here. If you look at this is the timeline. Okay. January 30th, this is when she has the gathering at her house. The next day, January 31st, this is when she goes to Tommaso and Annie's house for the dinner and all that at 5:32 p.m. 9:48 p.m. is when she gets back home, is dropped off, the garage doors open. 9:50 p.m. the garage doors close. So the day before is whenever she had this this gathering at her house, January 30th in the afternoon. Right? And then she's dropped off at, allegedly 9:50 p.m. and then it goes past midnight, so you're in technically February 1st. So very interesting, isn't it? The time frames here.
Technology. 24 hours after the crime?
Robin.
Yeah. Well,
Wow.
it will be technology that will solve it potentially, on top of solid interviews. It will be.
Yeah, but I mean, how is Sheriff Nanos able to get this much out in less than like 24 hours after you've been there? How can you have interviewed all of those people, made a decision on it, backed it up with, technology?
Interviews that will solve this.
Yes, guys, please
the
hit that thumbs up
technology
button. Thank
will
you.
support the interviews.
Exactly.
You've been saying that for many weeks now, Chris. You've been saying
they cooperate each other
until deputies and investigators go talk and re-interview people, all the people. And we know this. There's so many cases where we've seen this, and not for nothing, the Nancy Woodrum case got solved because the investigators went back and
Yes. And I think they this is the thing. Nothing new is under the sun, right? If a person can figure out how to do the crime, we can figure out how to solve the crime, right? It's just looking at it differently, having new eyes. And you guys know, if you've followed me a long time, and sometimes it's stepping back from it and getting your mind clear and going and looking at it and hearing something differently. And it will be something very, very simple that starts breaking the walls down to get this solved. It will be something very, very simple, very ordinary, that will start tearing the walls down, that it's just people are not looking at it right if they're not making any progress on it. Right? Wasn't there an empty house on the street owned by a tech? There's a lot of little places, little houses around
Went
there
back
that's
and re-interviewed
being
people
worked on.
that were in Nancy Woodrum's circle, and lo and behold, they got their
Absolutely.
suspect. To your point, you've been saying that has to be done in this case,
Bingo.
and if it isn't,
That's right. Ego.
well, there isn't going to be any progress.
You don't solve crimes by saying, hey, look, we've got DNA over here and it belongs to Frank. Okay. Without first talking to Frank and saying, are we going to find your DNA in that crime scene? And if he says, no way, now you own him.
That's right.
Now you own him. And the technology has now solved it. Just like a cold case, just like C.C. Moore, when the suspects for years and years and years, nope. And they've been locked into multiple interviews, locked in.
That's right. Lock them in those interviews. If they'll speak, lock them in, because that's the best thing you can do. Lock them in and prove them wrong.
Within 24 hours, but have you ever heard of the show, The First 48? Okay. And if you've ever watched that show, how many times they lock in? And then they say to
lock them in an absolute, right? Are you sure you couldn't have been there? Are you sure your DNA couldn't be there? Are you sure you did this, right? Are you sure that's not your DNA? Are you sure you was not there at this specific time? Are you sure you didn't take any phones? Are you right? Like, lock them in. You got Sheriff Doofy here. I mean, truly, interviewing is truly an art. Investigating is truly
the suspect, thank you so much. Have a good night. We'll be back.
Yeah.
And you go, goodbye. And you kick them out the door. Okay. And now then other things can happen, right? You can do surveillance and all this stuff. Look what they did to Barry Morphew. How many times did Colorado Bureau of Investigation interview him? Hey, Barry, you got a minute? Yeah, we just happen to be in the neighborhood. We're coming over. Okay. And how many?
And a lot of times, the perps, the potential suspects, they just want to be out of that interview room. So they're thinking of short term many times. So they will just say, if they think they're going to be released, they'll just say, they think of the short term of just getting out of that room. So they'll just say whatever, and okay, we'll talk to you later. Please don't make that big of a deal of it. They'll visit you later.
And what did they get? Right? I was shooting squirrels. I was dropping off this and my tools and all this other stuff. And you see, that's how it was done. And then the technology came in and showed him at the Holiday Inn, throwing the trash out and all this other stuff. This is a real problem in law enforcement today, this mindset. because they are losing critical thinking skills. If Google didn't say it, or if Amazon didn't show it, and if Walmart receipts doesn't have it, it doesn't exist.
So
instead of going down to the Walmarts and saying, anybody seen this guy, i.e., like the FBI did at the gun store?
Like really pounding the freaking pavement, just like someone working the beat, like pounding the pavement, going and talking to the door greeter, the cashier. You know what I mean? Like talking to people.
Anybody seen these people? Now, 14 of them was way too many.
There were 40.
40 of them. That's even worse. Okay.
Yeah, that was the
because then you confuse people. Okay. But that's gumshoe work. That is good police work. Okay. And for him within 20, now I'm not saying at some point that didn't happen when the FBI got involved. I'm saying at
the beginning, right?
Press conference, he's already made the decision that technology is the only way this case is going to be solved. Why? Did somebody lawyer up? I wonder.
Yeah, it's a good question.
Did somebody say?
Did somebody lawyer up? Did somebody already stand firm in the beginning? My client has nothing to do with this. Go find it. Here's their statement, right? You get an attorney real quick, and you just say, "This is my client's statement. Here it is." You're not going to question him anymore. You don't have a chance to lock him in.
Say, hey, those questions are getting too hard. Don't talk to my family that way.
Yep. There you go, Chris. Okay. Bingo.
I'm a lawyer,
Bingo.
Yeah, okay.
Our license plate readers, our camera systems throughout the community, anything, everything. And we will download all that data we have from.
And what did we hear? What did we hear from Jump? They were having, the reporting at least, was that they were having a hard time finding a vehicle. Right?
From the home, from different pieces of technology we've gotten, and we will use that to our advantage. It is a crime scene. We know that. She needs her daily medication. And anybody that sees anything that even looks, hey, maybe that's her, just take a quick picture. Take a video, send it to us. The number is real easy here locally. It's 911. You can contact our 88 Crime and remain anonymous. You can call me, anybody. I am here to take any questions you may have. It will be a little limited. I apologize for that, but we do have a crime.
Now, that was interesting because he injected himself into the middle of this case by saying, call this number, call this.
You know what pisses me off about that? I don't know what Chris is going to say right here, but you know what pisses me off about that is later on, he distances himself, right? He says, I've got, good investigators working on it. I just oversee this case. Here he's saying, you can call me. Call me directly. But later on, he's going to talk about, I'm not really on this case. I just oversee, this or that.
So call me. Who in the world?
And again, think about this. He is saying, call me. I've never heard a sheriff, law enforcement officer, anyone say, call me. Whenever, and again, I don't know what Chris is going to say after this, but you just saw this guy look at his phone with these notes, these text messages of this information that may or may not have came from the last people who said Nancy was missing. So I think those need to be FOIA'd, in my opinion.
Would call the sheriff and say, I need to tell you what's going on.
Well, if you lived in a 10-person town and there's one sheriff and one guy and you already knew him.
But that his town is,
this county is as big as, what is it? I think it's bigger than, this county is like bigger than, I don't know if it was like Rhode Island or something. It was crazy.
Huge.
Yeah, it's absurd
Landmass
for somebody to do that. It's never been seen. Why would you? This isn't a personal thing. You don't pick up the phone and call the sheriff. You call 911. You call 1-800 call FBI.
Hey, sheriff. Yeah. For half a Bitcoin, I'll tell you where this and that and this and all this other stuff is. Okay. Is this on a recorded line? No. Okay. Well, whatever.
That we need to protect its integrity. I have here Sergeant David Stivers from our homicide team. He has been up all night, so bear with us if we are a little bit fuzzy in our answers or responses.
And there's the PIO over to the left. That guy doesn't have a job right now because Nonads he's got all the microphones in front of him, and he's not letting that guy to his right or left by looking at the screen. He's not letting that guy talk.
He looks very uncomfortable too.
Should be at the podium,
yes,
or the sergeant or a lieutenant.
List behind him.
No higher than a lieutenant. This guy should be at the baseball game or the basketball game again with his family, getting phone calls with updates. Or better yet, he should be on the pickleball court, okay, with his knee pads on and hitting the little plastic ball back and forth. That's where this guy should be instead of standing at this podium.
This is what we're both here for. Any questions you may have. Let's start,
Chair,
please.
Recognizing the limitations, but can you elaborate at all on what makes you believe it's a crime scene as opposed to someone who left home and just couldn't find their way back?
Well, I think I told you she is very limited in her mobility, right? We know she didn't just walk out of there. That we know. There are other things at the scene that indicate there was a
that's crazy.
She did not leave on her own.
Let's stop right there.
She did not leave on her own.
To say, because he said
directly,
there were other things at the scene that indicated, and I was waiting for a struggle, a crime.
All he had to say was,
but yeah, go ahead.
No, right? Finish your thought.
Yeah, I mean, he could just say there were things that we've found at the house that made it suspicious, and this is being investigated as a crime, right? But I love when he leaks because he kind of drips out at least
he just said she did not leave on a home on her own.
Fragment of information, because this guy is not answering any questions, as we know. He hasn't given a press conference for months, and when people like us call and ask an email and ask for interviews, the answer is always no.
Always.
Well, yeah. And all he had to do is tell the public, look, at this point, we have some unidentified, what appears to be blood on the front porch. It's obvious that there was something that took place. Okay. It's kind of like, and how many times have you done this? 100, where you go to the crime scene and you come out, you debrief the PIO and you say, okay, here it is. I have 2 males. It looks like gunshots and we have blood and we have no suspect information at this time. Boom. You go out, you feed the beast, and they say, well, what does it look like? Well, there are 2 deceased males. Okay, we're not releasing their identities yet till the next of kin is notified. There appears to be, gunshot wounds or a knife or whatever, yada, yada, yada. Thank you very much. We'll see you on the next one. Have a good day. He can't even tell us that there's blood on the front porch. Okay. During this time.
We know that.
If you're not that.
So basically, he says, well, it's a crime scene.
I think these games, I don't know. So Nancy had the Mahong games at her house. Were these things catered or were they potluck? I don't think it was that formal or anything. There was like a hall that they did them at, I think down the road, and she did them at the house as well. But I think it was just kind of like her church friends and stuff.
And then the reporter goes, well, yeah, well, what do you mean? And he's like, well, we just know it's a crime scene. Oh, okay. What is this? What does this mean? What? And look how he's sitting there.
Exactly.
Plate readers, is there a vehicle associated with this?
When I told you we're now at this phase where we're looking at all the technology, all of that is being evaluated as we speak. Let me say this.
And by the way, you notice he said, are there any vehicles involved in this? And how did he answer
the question?
He didn't answer the question.
He goes right into technology and repeating himself.
He doesn't answer. And again, they were having problems, reportedly at least, about the vehicles. Couldn't find any vehicles.
Already heard that.
And he forgot to tell him, and yes, we impounded the daughter's car.
He's not wrong there. Yeah, we impounded the daughter's car.
And we are checking it, and here's the reason why.
Now, why wouldn't you just go ahead and say that, right? You know, he didn't answer the question. Why aren't you mentioning any vehicles involved? Well, yeah, we're doing this as protocol, at least. Nothing wrong with protocol, but he doesn't answer that.
Just throwing our search and rescue team out there. They're going to be doing some door-to-door with our criminal investigation team. It is not just our homicide unit. All of our criminal investigation detectives. I went out last night to the scene. There were probably 100 cars out there, all from the sheriff's department, all working this case. It takes a lot of manpower and a lot of energy. This team of mine worked throughout the night. They continue to work. David's had zero sleep, but he and his team are working as hard as they can.
Is there anybody else associated with her, a caregiver, family member, acquaintance, who is also missing in somebody?
No. The family, all of the family has been very cooperative with.
Okay, again, he's on the talking point.
Yes.
This is a talking point. And guys, you're going to see a theme here. From now on, you're seeing a theme. The theme was who reported, who gave. I want to make sure you guys know, Sheriff, here's our position, because he's checking his phone. You guys saw it just before this one. And now he's into all the family has been cooperative. So here's the question. Who's the family?
Mm-hmm.
Who's the family that's been cooperative?
Well,
with us, they're working with us.
They're cooperative. They're working with us. Well, the only two family members that we are aware of that would be locally would be Tommaso and Annie. Again, the car that they impounded for longer than anyone else.
Staying in touch with us. They have complete access to anybody on this department.
They're cooperating with us. They have complete access to us. They have access to anybody on this department. But here's an interesting thought.
It's a little weird to me.
He separates Savannah.
Savannah has been in touch with us as well.
Very good point, Chris. That's a very, very good point. He has compartmentalized that in his brain, right? The family with Savannah, the family, the local family, and Savannah. He has separated them. Family is family. It doesn't matter if you are family near or family far. The family has been cooperative. But then he says, Savannah. Hey, Casey, good to see you, friend.
Savannah has been in touches with us as well. Isn't she part of the family?
That's a great question. I wonder why he would mentally separate the
Yes.
family.
He has mentally compartmentalized that. Name of it channel. He's a retired judge, I believe. He said he believes the perp has been interviewed. Ellie needs to be back in those interviews. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
And from Savannah.
So when he's talking about anything, now we know that, wait a minute, he has two buckets here. He has two buckets here at the time he's standing at this podium. He has the family and he has Savannah. And he's got them in two buckets.
Our hearts go out to them.
And he doesn't know how to answer it because he's,
Yep.
almost like Huda. It's almost like, what?
This is their mom.
That's what it is, Mary.
She's, just a great lady from what I've heard. And I feel for the family. We just want to find her and bring her back safe.
Who's we?
Mm-hmm.
Does the family want to find her, or did they want to find her?
Sheriff, you mentioned that she didn't just walk out, but is there any additional information that you can give us on what may have alluded to this being a crime scene?
I wish I could. I really do. I know that everybody wants to know.
Oh, Casey, I'm sorry, honey. Thank you.
But I can't do that it would be inappropriate at this time.
Are there any signs of breaking and entering or any forced entry, anything like
I'm
that?
not.
Again, how did the suspect get in?
How did the family get in?
Any sign of breaking and entry, anything like that? He will not go there. I have a theory.
Why would you not go there? Why would you not go there if somebody actually took Nancy? They obviously got in the house. That's nothing that's going to make or break the case. Yeah, these mofos or mofo got in the house and took this 84-year-old woman in the middle of the night. What's wrong with that? He won't say. Why?
Theory.
What's your theory?
It's connected to in his mind, he has not pulled the family out of the circle yet.
I think he's not pulled, in my opinion, Tommaso or Annie out of the circle yet. And in my opinion, he didn't pull, I don't think he's ever pulled them, in my opinion, out, even though he said no one's cleared, not even the family. And then the next day, after he made that statement, he made a statement that we should all be ashamed. To me, that seems like a little bit of pressure, in my opinion.
And there's something about them showing up the next morning that he just does not want to touch because DLR does not look right or sound right.
Yep.
Something's off in his mind. And so he's doing the curly shuffle. He's dancing because you should be able to say, it appears the suspect came in through the back door that was propped open. That's not.
Yeah. It appears this suspect came in through the back door, kidnapped this 84-year-old woman in the middle of the night. We have, which they told us about the camera, about the motion, right? This person came in through the back door. We think in the middle of the night, there was motion on this camera. They took Nancy out. There was blood at the front of the door. We believe she was abducted, taken out of the front of the door. No, he's dancing around it. He's dancing around it. But he's saying the family's been cooperative. In Savannah, separately.
Suspect already knows he did that. That is not going to be hold back information
Exactly.
in the interview when you go to interview this guy.
My theory's been because he's got inexperienced detectives.
Jeez.
I don't know if Nanos has ever investigated a homicide in his career. If you don't know, you shut down everything. If you know and have experience, you're more confident.
Yeah, you shut down everything and you let people come in and, help you out.
You know what you can release and what you can't. And that's a lot of what we got.
Yeah. I mean, what's important for the suspect is what's inside that house. Okay. What's inside that house, not the dangling light that he may have knocked off, which the FBI, when they put the drone up and it was there and all of a sudden the FBI had a comment on it. This is again, to your point, Karen, this is the type of stuff where you say, look, here's the suspicious circumstances that we have right now.
Brandy, I don't think anybody is, in my opinion.
Boom, boom, boom. Okay.
I don't.
And if everybody could hit that thumb right now, I see a text going by. It would help the algorithm. We appreciate you. But not to digress. With what's going on right now, he does not want to say, even we thought the back doors propped open were weird.
Mm-hmm. Or saying we don't normally see that in this investigation, in any type of investigation. This is a very rare thing to see in any investigation, that an 84-year-old goes missing and that the back doors are propped open. Right? It's all a little bit weird. Guys, I'm almost at 3 hours. I don't want to overdo myself this evening. I want to be able to come back tomorrow. Brandy, in my opinion, I don't believe anyone is cleared. Anybody. Until the FBI says someone is cleared, I don't believe anybody is cleared. He said 3 different things. He says nobody is cleared, not even the family. Then the next day he says the family is cleared. You should be ashamed of yourself. And then the next day he says the family is cleared, at this time. So, I don't know. Summer Breeze, I should be live. Hey, Maurice, good to see you, dear. I should be live 5-6 o'clock Eastern time. Somewhere around there, maybe before. We'll see. Yes, guys, if y'all will hype this video after the live stream, would greatly appreciate that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Also, comment down below after this live stream in the comment section. Hashtag justice for Nancy Guthrie. A thumbs up emoji, a smiley face emoji, anything in the comment. It really helps. When we hear the FBI, that is the only time I take the fact. Yeah, I agree. Thank you guys so much. Really do appreciate you. I feel like I'm on the verge of losing my voice a little bit, so I don't want to overdo it. What was that? Yeah, I will. I just got that. I will. Does the FBI clear people? Not generally. Not until there's an arrest. FBI doesn't clear anybody. Nope. But neither does the police, really, hardly anymore. Not until there's an arrest. Thank you, guys. Much love. Appreciate you all. Take good care of yourselves. And it looks like NASA's Artemis 2 landed safely, all of that. So thank God for that. Love you guys. Appreciate your time. I know you guys have a ton of options and can choose anywhere to go. And I do appreciate your time. Thank you, mods, members, chat. Do appreciate you. Much love, everyone. Good night, everyone. Justice for Miss Nancy. Good night.